Hi, welcome back to Shotoku Tech. Yeah, I was working with the Arduino UNO Q. I booted it into Debian for the first time and we did the initial setup in this video. If you haven't seen it, go back and look. Anyway, yeah, and so I was excited to try out the Arduino App Lab and do some performance testing, etc. And I got prompted to do an update on the Arduino UNO Q. So it went through the update process, and then when you went back into Arduino App Lab, this is 0.2.4, I get checking for updates, update failed. If problem persists, try flashing the latest OS image using Arduino Flasher tool. Little bit confused and uneasy, I go to Grok and say, can you tell me if there are reports of people needed to flash their Arduino UNO Q after Arduino App Lab fails to update? And there were numerous reports, October and November, indicating App Lab often fails to update the initial firmware on early shipped Arduino UNO Q boards, requiring manually flashing to resolve. Yeah, the factory installed older software on the first batch isn't compatible with App Lab's over the air updates. So look for the link down below, flashing a new image to Arduino UNO Q. Here's your hardware requirements. You need a UNO Q for sure. You need a USB-C cable, and you need a female to female jumper wire. And we're going to be using the Arduino Flasher CLI. You must have at least 10 gigs of space on your PC. So here I am downloading the Flasher. Yeah, it's right at the top there. Go ahead and click on that one right at the top. And of course, you have your choice here, Windows, Linux, Mac OS. I'm going to go with Windows. Let's hit download. There's also a how to use guide, but I think that was the one we were just at, so I'm not going to click on that right now. It comes down as a zip file. Okay, so what do? We need to essentially install it. You don't really need to install it. You just need to unzip it somewhere. So let's see. Here it is, my download folder. I just don't like paths with spaces and long paths with spaces. So I'm going to copy the contents of this zip file and put it in C temp, because C:temp is a lot easier to type in a command prompt. Yeah, you're going to be working in command prompt. Okay, so yeah, the path was a lot shorter that way. Let's go ahead and launch terminal as admin. Yeah, I'm launching it as admin. And I want to use command, so I'm just going to type CMD here, and it'll turn into a command prompt for me. Yeah, there we go. Now we're using command prompt. Was PowerShell before. You can do that. If you're in command prompt, you can switch to PowerShell by typing PowerShell exe. Same thing back from PowerShell to command. So there I'm at CTemp. And we're just going to run Arduino Flasher CLI, and we get the instructions. Now, if we go back to the article, that seems to indicate that we're okay. Yeah, it says run this command. Oh, it's weird though. I didn't get prompted to install the driver when doing this, but I did get the instruction screen. So I'm kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Is everything okay or not? But I'm going to press on. So preparing the hardware, you want to attach the female to female jumper on those pins right there as indicated. Let's take a closer look here. Yeah, there we go. It's that set of pins right there. The last one on that jumper going towards the back of the board. Yeah, so now we're going to go ahead and connect our USB-C cable right here. All right. And hook it up here. Yeah, what I don't see is I don't see the flashing blue LED. I just see the green one. It's interesting though that LED matrix does its little Arduino pattern. But yeah, normally you'd see the LEDs on the right-hand side would be flashing. So it's not booting into Debian. It's waiting to be flashed. So here's the command we need to run. Arduino Flasher CLI flash latest. Let's give it a shot. Copied it, pasted it. Oh, there's our prompt to install the driver. So we go ahead and do it. I was expecting it on the first run, but no, it's going to work. Now, yeah, it kind of got messed up. It wanted me to run the command again because I needed to type yes. Somehow installing the driver interrupted the process. We're going to crop a lot of this out. It takes a long time, 5, 10, 15 minutes. But just wanted to give you some of the flavor of what it looks like here. All right. Yeah, so it's downloading, unpacking. Okay, so one last prompt asking you if you really want to do this because it's going to erase the board. And there we go. It goes on flashing what it downloaded and extracted before. And it goes through a bunch of these. Here we are. We're at the end. You can power cycle the board. Remember to remove the jumper. That's that female jumper. So we got to take that off. So I'm removing it from power and removing the jumper, and now we're ready to go back to the lab and boot up the Arduino UNO Q into Debian Linux. There's my keyboard, there's my mouse, here's my monitor. Yeah, I wasn't sure this was going to work, so I didn't set up my 4K recording station yet. I promise I'll do that because I hate recording the screen with the camera. And we see here, yeah, it's booting up, so that's hopeful. All right. So then, yeah, we're starting from scratch. Got to put in a new password for the Arduino user, essentially. So we'll put in a new password and boot in. Here's App Lab 1.28. I'm going to change the name of the board. Yeah, so this outlines the steps that were actually in the document. The first time I ran this, we didn't have board configuration. We just had network setup. No setting of Linux credentials either. We'll see that. Okay. So here we are setting up Wi-Fi. Once we get this hooked up, there we go. Putting in the Wi-Fi password. You don't need my password, so I'm blurring it out. I'm probably too far away for most of you to use my Wi-Fi. Okay, confirm. And watch this. We connect right up. Checking for updates. Yeah, we're checking for updates. Please don't tell me I need updates. Oh, error checking for updates. Now I'm really nervous because I already was at error checking for updates, but it says restart the Arduino App Lab. So we're going to close it and we're going to reopen it again. Let's see. It's checking for updates. Let's see. I'm going to wait this one out, checking for updates. You can see in the background, oh, update required. But I just yeah, I'm not going to, no. This was an interesting adventure for me. Yeah, I was disappointed when I updated it the first time and it broke it. It's like, oh, I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get it back. Flashing was easy enough, and looks like we're doing updates. And then finally, updates are done. Restart App Lab. And there we go. Checking for updates. Yeah, so I didn't have to restart the entire machine. It just restarted App Lab. Checking for updates. Tell me we're up to date. We're up to date. So now all we have to do is put in Linux credentials. I'm going to use the same password that I put in at the beginning because this is for the same user, Arduino. You could put in a different password, I guess, and it would change that password. Oh boy. Wow, the App Lab has so many more bricks than the original one. If you look at my previous video, I think there was like 5 or 6 bricks. Now there's like, it looks like there's how many? Let's see, that's a dozen. There's a whole bunch of bricks for the Arduino App Lab. That's great. I'm getting you a close up here. You want to stay tuned for the next video because we're going to go into detail on these things and check them out. Yeah, anyway, look for the link down below with the Arduino UNO Q. I hope I didn't scare you away with this flashing thing. You might want to flash just to start clean, or if you encounter the problem I had, you have to flash, look for the link to the article. Anyway, I have to say that where I'm at right now, I'm feeling really positive. I'm looking forward to giving this a try. So leave a comment down below, give this video a like, and before you go watch more of my Arduino videos, please click on subscribe, and thank you very much.